In this video, I will show you 6 more examples for solving literal equations. Now in this example at the top here, it says solve for the letter y. So sometimes it's helpful to just identify where that variable is. Now in this case, what I want to do is get the other term moved to the other side of the equation so that I can isolate the term with the y in it. So this 4x and 3x are being added together. So I'm going to undo that operation by subtracting 4x on the other side. Now I will have 3y is equal to the number 9 minus 4x. So to get my y all alone, what I need to do is divide everything by 3. So the 3y is going to be divided by 3. The 9 is going to get divided by 3, and the negative 4x will be divided by 3. So now I will have y is equal to, well, 9 divided by 3 is going to simplify down. That's going to be the number 3, because 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then minus 4/3 x. So I have solved for y. Now, if you were to be working with this equation in a later chapter and you were going to be graphing it, then the best way to write this equation would be your slope term first and your y-intercept term last. So that would be y equals mx plus b form. But for right now, either is fine. For number 5, we are asked to solve for the y term. And in this case, the term is already isolated. I just need to get rid of the coefficient. So I'm going to divide everything, all my terms, by -6. So notice how our signs are going to change because we're dividing by a negative. So now my y will be a positive. -3 divided by -6. That's going to reduce to a positive half, right? 3 goes into 6 one time, 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice, so reduce my fraction. And then 12 divided by -6 is going to be -2. And don't forget that letter x here on that term. Okay, so let me just box my answers here. And then for this next example, we are asked to solve for, again, the y term. And notice how here I have the -4y term, but in front a different term, 2x. So I'm going to start by getting rid of the term that I don't want to the other side of the equal sign. So now I have -4y is equal to a 12 minus 2x. Notice we cannot combine those together because the 12 is a constant and the 2x is a linear term because it has a letter on it. Okay, now if I divide everything by the coefficient in front of the y so I can get the y alone, I will need to divide every term by -4. Now I will have y. Now 12 divided by -4 is -3. Negative divided by negative is going to make this a positive. And if I reduce my fraction to 4ths, that's going to be a half x. Okay, if you want to, maybe pause the video and see if you can try some of these. For number 7, what I'm going to do is undo the division of 2 by multiplying both sides by 2. So now I'm going to have r minus 7, my numerator alone, is equal to 10. Now to get the letter r alone, what I'm going to do is add 7 to both sides. And in this case, I will have r is equal to the number 17. In this example, to get my w alone, I want to undo the divide by 3, so I'm going to multiply both sides of my equal sign by 3. Now I will have w plus 9 is equal to 12. So if I'm going to solve for w, I want to get my w term alone. So I'm going to subtract that 9 to the other side. And now I will have w is equal to 3. Okay, in this example, I have just the letter g that I want alone. So again, I'm going to start with the same process. I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 7. So I have FG minus 8 is now equal to 21. So very similar start. Now again, just like we got rid of these constant terms, the 9 and the 7, I'm going to do the same thing with that negative 8 by adding 8 on both sides. But now notice I don't have my term alone. It's F and G is equal to 29. But if I want the letter G alone, the letter G, if I want that guy alone, I need to get rid of the multiply by F. So I'm going to divide both sides by F. So in this case, my G is equal to 29 divided by the letter F.